Now we're going to have to see a demo of how the application works. So basically, all it does is give informal market traders, because majority of the transactions, both debts and everything that happens in the informal market, in the Nigerian local retail market, happen. It's largely manual, right? It's either by word of mouth or by pen and paper for those who even have the literacy. So they keep record of their debts and their everything on written paper, and then it makes it difficult for these people to because when have should I say a credit score when applying for loans and stuff, because most times when applying for loans, if you want to know should I say you want to actually see inflow of income into that business to be sure that you're going to be able to pay them back their money. So this is just going to give them a way of transforming those their manual pen and paper credit and debit notebooks into financial ledger that they can use as proof of credibility when they're applying for loans or for whatever. So before we start this, I would like to show that this application works fully 100% offline, right? So I'm going to turn off my internet connection while recording, right? And that is this offline capability is so important, and that is because the people that this product is built for, they live in the should I say rural to semi-urban areas, and you know that internet connection is not so stable. So the fact that this functions 100% offline is should I say a very huge advantage for them, because one of the things that put all of those people off the technology radar is literacy is one of them, and then internet stability or internet connectivity is another part of them. So I'm just going to, yeah, you can see now that it's totally my internet is turned off completely. So yeah, we're going to go ahead of testing it without internet connection. Yeah, so right now how it works is that I'm going to add the an image. Yeah, so basically this image is just, if you look at it, you can see that this is credit details, both names of people, what they bought and how much it was and stuff like that written on paper. So right now when I click on scan, Gemma is going to scan this and then add the details into a well structured financial ledger for them. So I'm going to click on scan now, and it's going to start scanning. So right now the scan is complete. You can see the details. It is not all that accurate, right? It's not all that accurate. It still tries to read it with some level of accuracy, but it's not so it's not 100%. And then you can view the ledger entries. So this is it. Because it lacks 100% accuracy, you can edit it. So I, as the shop owner or something, can just go through, and then this was actually, let's say, Mama Chi, and then but probably the person paid later. I can just go and tick it to paid and save it. So yeah, that's how this works. So you can see now that this is our ledger here right now. Most of these debts are unpaid, so whoever pays, I could change it to paid, right? And yeah, you can see that the ledger has entries for August 2026. These are my entries for July. Yeah. So so let's see the next one, which is scanning. And yeah, another thing to note is that you can scan the um paper, those your credit notes, you can scan them in batches, right? So let's say you can just snap the 5 pages or 10 pages, and then yeah, it allows you to batch scan. So yeah, we won't be testing that, and I will just be going over to scanning bank screenshots and then adding it to the ledgers. So another feature it has is a way for them to add their bank transactions to the ledger too. So yeah, we'll just go to the bank screenshot tab, click on it. I'm going to add some transfer screenshots here, and it's going to extract the necessary detail, that is the sender name, the amount, and then for the and then for, because people their fake transfers, yeah, so it's going to examine those receipts, yeah, for traces of suspicion, like malformed maybe session IDs or icons, or just anything that feels out of place in those receipts is going to be flagged. And then if, let's say for example, the owner of the business actually received that actually received that should I say the person got the alert actually, and then the person can now approve it by themselves. So I'm going to click on this and add a few screenshots. Sorry, add a few transfer receipts, and then yeah, okay, this is where I'm going to use the batch feature. I have I'm going to add these three receipts here, and then so here they are. So I'm going to scan them. the batch feature works for both images and transfer screenshots, yeah, but it's still a lot more tedious because the degree of accuracy for image reading is not so high. Yeah, it's not excellent, it's not perfect. Yeah, but then it does this to a higher degree of accuracy because I mean this is printed text, right? So yeah, it's going to complete the scanning and then add the details and everything to our ledger. So right now the scan is complete, yeah, and yeah, three of them are clear, yeah, because these are actually legitimate screenshots. So let's check our ledger. So you can see yeah, the bank transfer from this account, yeah, and this was the amount, yeah. So let me see. Yeah, from this amount. So we've had a few orders down here that were flagged suspicious. This was not these were not actual transfers, they were fabricated. So they were flagged suspicious, right? These ones were flagged suspicious, but they were actually legit transfers. Yeah, it was something that I later worked on because it was flagging even legitimate transfers suspicious. So I can just tell you that okay, no, this is actually a verified receipt. I received the money, and then I save it, and then it becomes verified, right? So let's go back to our scanning, and this doesn't allow you to should I say, if you've entered a particular image or a particular bank transfer before, you cannot re-enter it again. So if I try to enter in the last or whatever screenshot that I sees both image and both transfer receipt, if I try to like re-enter it into ledger, it's going to tell me that I have scanned this thing before. So now let's try. So I'm going to be adding, I'll try for both the images and the bank screenshot. So let's add this paper. Yeah, this was the last image I scanned, this particular image. So let's try it again. So you can see now that this screenshot was already added, it's already in your ledger. So now it's not going to create any new entries into my ledger. Yeah, it's not going to save it to my ledger. So let's try and rescan the yeah, I think these were, I think, I don't know if it's all, but I think this is one of the images. This should be one of it. Let me just pick. Yeah, Stanislaus. Let's scan it. Yeah, so it already exists. So in terms of, yeah, it just makes it easier for, because people could, since it's everything is being entered manually, people could mix up pages, people could try to upload the same information that they've uploaded before. So it makes sure that once any paper, any image or whatever has been accounted for, you're not able to bring it back in system, either out of maybe intentionally, either intentionally because of some mischief also, or by mistake, because people do actually make mistakes. So no entries are recorded, and yeah, so this is the customer's financial ledger, and here this also allows them to scan POS slips from POS machines. Yeah, it just works exactly the way others work. So yeah, there's no need going there. So here, this is basically your ledger. Yeah, here you can download your monthly transactions here. Here, so it allows you to download it, and then here's an entry of all your customers. Here are all the screenshots that has been flagged as suspicious. So you can now know the customer that is giving you all of those fake transfers and stuff like that. Just as the system keeps record of them for you. So the next thing is your credit score, which is kind of like the most important part of this application, because the reason is to give all of those unbanked people, yeah, all of those unbanked semi-literate people a means to be able to apply for loans, because apply for loans, an opportunity that they will not have had because their system of trade was mostly manual, right? So here you can kind of like download your PDF score. Should I say your PDF statement, right? Your like your sorry, not PDF, so your financial statement. This is like your credit score for the application. So yeah. Most times when people like this wants to go for loans, since their money is received almost by hand, documented on paper, it's difficult for them to go through all those application processes, right? But with something like this, as they are now able to document those their paper transactions somewhere digital, and have it reflect as a credit trust scores, they're able to present this to loan bodies and organizations as proof that okay, my business generates income, and if you give this loan to me, I'll be able to pay back in so time. So I just downloaded the statement, so we can view it here. This is the financial statement. It just shows the debt recovery speed of the person, of the business person, of the trader, the cash velocity, fraud resistance rate, the number of debtors, because most of what these people write on paper most times is their debtors, right? People that buy things and they have to pay later. You get, so when those people pay, they now come onto the ledger and then update it. So both the rate at which they recover from those debts, like let's say the amount of time between the time you enter register this debt and the time the owner paid, all of them comes together to build up your credit score. Yeah, so yeah, this is the financial statement, and you can see now that this person, based on the inflow of money into the business and all of that, they have a credit score of 8652 over 850. Yeah, which is fair. So yeah, that's it for this application I built. Just something to help the semi-literate people, and this works 100% offline. It does not need any form of what they call it internet connection. So yeah, that is the demo